What's good, YouTube? It's Bull Stay Lifted. Today I got the best finishing badges for y'all after patch 13. But first we're gonna get into the giveaways, and thank y'all for the support. I definitely appreciate all that. The views, the likes, everything, just the subs. Just keep up the support. I'm gonna keep up the videos. I definitely appreciate that. But we're gonna get into the finishing badges. The main finishing badge, the best finishing badge, pretty much you would say a given is contact finisher. So contact finisher, everybody know it pretty much make you dunk more and help you finish with contact. So I ain't really gonna take too long on that, but I will say if you getting contact dunks and you only got one finishing badge, you could put that on bronze, and you'll notice you can catch bodies with contact on bronze. It's not gonna be often, but you gotta upgrade it to dunk more, basically. Put that on Hall of Fame if you get Hall of Fame badges. I wouldn't go. Some people say gold badges is just fine, but nah. If I'm getting Hall of Fame badges, I'm definitely putting that on Hall. Slithery is pretty much a badge you gonna need to get contact dunks consistently. A lot of people say they don't like how it take you out of the animation, but I mean that's really like part of basketball. Like, you're not gonna dunk on everybody that you want to, and they gonna take you out of your animation. Like, in real life, like, I don't know if people really understand that. Like, some people haven't tried to dunk on nobody in real life. So Slithery, I say you put that on silver to basically to feel the effect of it, and it's gonna help you, but not like gold will. Slithery, you will notice the effect, and you will notice how it's taking you out of your animation, but it's gonna help you make it a little bit more. So I say go at least silver, but gold is way better than silver. And Hall of Fame, definitely go Hall of Fame if you can get Hall of Fame, but you don't need it there. Consistent, that's a badge you gonna most people gonna want that on bronze. It do help you with late releases on your layups, so I really want to put that no higher than bronze. If you got like high latency, then I will put that higher. So I'm gonna let y'all know that. Acrobat, I would recommend that on silver to feel the boost for that badge, but gold is way better than silver. And if you could get Hall of Fame, if you trying to use the Acrobat badge, like, you don't need Acrobat, but it do help you. And basically, just depending on how many badges you got. Like, if you got a decent amount of badges, Acrobat you might want to upgrade that last with stuff like Live City and Pro Touch, stuff like that. But if you if you got just a few badges and you not using contact finisher, then Acrobat will be a badge that you want to put up as high as it can go. So I will say that it's not a bad badge or nothing. Giant Slayer, some people don't really use Giant Slayer. They think it's not a need for it, but I will say you need that on bronze. Like, you will be playing players that's 6 inches taller than you if you want to guard, but if you want a power forward or a center, then nah, I can see why you're not using Giant Slayer. That's goes without saying, pretty much. Well, if you know how the boosts work on Giant Slayer, the biggest boost you get is when players is 6 inches taller than you. If they not, you're not getting a big boost, but you actually is getting a boost if they even 1 inch taller than you. So I wouldn't say it's useless on gold. I say you put it on at least bronze for when you do face those bigs, when you do come down in the paint in a wreck or whatever mode you playing in, you do get a good boost on bronze. So that's why I would put it on at least bronze on all my players. But I try to catch bodies on bigs too in a wreck. So I go gold if I'm on my two-way slashing playmaker. But if I'm on this build, I'm definitely going Hall of Fame. But I know a lot of people don't get Hall of Fame finishing badges, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. Relentless finisher, that's a badge you're gonna want to put on bronze. It's gonna help you pretty much right before you go with your layup or your dunk. It's gonna help you on the gather, like fancy footwork. Fancy footwork, I'm about to get to that next. That's gonna help you with the stuns. But relentless finisher, I recommend that on at least bronze. Right after you max out contact finisher, go bronze relentless. I really say you won't regret that. Like I keep that on bronze on all my players. Like I noticed the difference without bronze relentless, but silver relentless is definitely a little better than bronze. But gold and Hall of Fame is just like silver to me. So we're gonna get to fancy finisher. You notice the stun on silver, but it's not consistent. Gold and Hall of Fame not really consistent either though. So that just depend on if you got a lot of finishing badges. If you got enough to put that on gold or Hall of Fame, then I definitely would. You don't need it though. So like on my two-way slashing playmaker, I catch bodies consistently and don't have fancy footwork. Like you could get those same. All you gotta do is throw on a long athlete layup package, and you pretty much gonna get those hop steps. So you don't need fancy footwork to get the hop steps. Back down Punisher, if you're a guard, you're not gonna be using that. But it do work though, so I will say that. I'm not gonna get on that though. Just take up time in the video. Cross key scorer, people is making videos on that now, and I'm guessing it's a boost, but I know I don't play like that to need that badge, like to activate it a lot. So I don't know if your play style is just a little different. You can go there. I have heard that it worked. So I will say that. I wouldn't recommend it though. Deep hooks, if you're a guard, you're not gonna be using that. If you're big, it do work. Drop stepper, like the same thing as deep hooks. If you're a guard, you're not gonna be using that. If you're big, it do work. Fast break finisher, you getting the boost to your takeover. It's not fast break finisher, not for your team takeover. Yeah, that's just for yours. And it do work better than Showtime. Showtime give you a boost to your team takeover, but Showtime don't give you as big. I guess since it's boosting your team takeover too, it's not as big as a boost. So that do make sense. Live City finisher, you could put that on bronze if you want, but you don't need it. Like after patch 12, you pretty much haven't been needing to put on Live City at all to finish lives. But if you want to finish them a little more consistently, like if you missing one every now and then, because I'm not missing them with no Live City. So but it do happen sometimes. But you can have on Hall of Fame Live City finisher and still miss one sometimes. So that's why I wouldn't waste points. But I say you put that on whatever you want. If you wanna waste points, have fun, pick and roller. It do work. But so Pro touch is for the early releases, and consistent finishers for the late releases. I never release my layups early, so I don't put on pro touch. But if you got a lot of finishing badges and you put pro touch on gold, you will green your layups more. Put on gold or Hall of Fame. I did notice that, so you can go there if you want, but it's just not a badge you need. Like, see, I pretty much got all the badges that you actually need first. Putback boss, you can put that on bronze just to get putback dunks, but it's not often at all. You do get if you're a guard, you're not gonna need this at all. But some people got two-way guards, and you know what I'm saying, you do get boards with two-way guards, and you can go right back up. So that's a badge that I'm not gonna write off for guards. You could put that on, and it's not just for putback dunks. Teardropper last badge is not a big boost at all. Like I use Teardropper on Hall of Fame, man. It's not a big boost, but it is a boost. Like if you use Teardropper when you don't have that many badges, like if you got 10 badges or something, you could use Teardropper, and like you'll notice the difference. But if you got 20 finishing badges, like you already boosted up so much, like you're not really gonna feel too much of a difference. But I'm gonna show y'all badge setups for pretty much how much badges you got. If you got one finishing badge, obviously you probably want to go contact finisher bronze or acrobat. It's not really, you can go fancy if that's how you plan on finishing, but it's not really any other badge that you get a big enough boost that's gonna help you. Like acrobat, slithery, contact, and giant slayer, those pretty much give you a decent boost on bronze. So we'll say that if you got 2, you just want to go up. 3, that's how it would go unless you use an acrobat. And those are pretty much be the 4 badges you wanna use: acrobat, slithery, giant slayer, and contact. But when you got 4 badges, I would go, if you got contact dunks, or if you at least trying to finish in the paint. Like I really, even when I got 4 finishing badges, I don't touch acrobat. I go contact, finisher gold, relentless bronze, or giant slayer bronze. But if I got 5, I'm definitely going giant slayer. I play rec a lot, so I'm going there. If you got 10 finishing badges, I'm gonna end the video in a minute for y'all. But if you got 10 finishing badges, like if you got a slash and playmaker, 2-way slash and playmaker, this I feel is the best setup. Go bronze consistent, and you can add the acrobat on there, bronze, or go bronze fancy. You don't need consistent, so it's like you can put that pretty much on acrobat. If you got 11, I definitely would use giant slayer. Like this is pretty much how I got my setup on my 2-way slash and playmaker, and this is exactly how I keep it. I play rec a lot, so I actually be going up against with my 6'5", I'm going up against a lot of players that's 6'11" and up, so that's that 6-inch difference. And I would say if you got this amount of badges, or if you got more, like this is where you would start at when you got this amount of badges right here. Like If you got 9, start out right here. Then from there, it's really about your play style and what you use. Like, these is badges that I feel like no matter what your play style, like if you got this amount of badges, like you gonna want to put these badges there. So after that, it pretty much go acrobat, fancy. Not really anything else you need, but just cater to your play style. But I'm in the video there. I'm Book, stay lifted. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.